Welcome to Climbing Together, the Small Business Experience. I'm Beth Houtrow, the founder of Climb the Small Business Book Club, and our episode today is brought to us by the Renaissance Entrepreneurship Center of the San Francisco Bay Area. Every episode, I talk to a small business owner about a mistake that they've made and what they learned from the experience. Mistakes are inevitable, perfection's impossible, so let's embrace the mistake. Today, we're talking to Stephanie de la Cruz, and we're so excited to have you here. Stephanie, tell us a little bit about you and your business.
Hi, Beth. Thank you so much for having me. I really am so excited to be on your podcast. So I am the owner of Creamery, which is small batch ice cream specializing in Mexican flavors. I'm located in Oakland, California, and serving the Bay Area. I started my entrepreneurial journey with you. So this started in summer, almost a year ago, a little bit over a year ago I believe it was June 2021, I started with Renaissance Center. And at the time, I didn't even have a name for my business. I knew that I loved making ice cream and I knew that I wanted to make Mexican ice cream, but I really didn't have a sense of direction of where I was going and how I was going to get there. So in this past year, there has been a dramatic incline in my business. I'm very happy to say that. And now it's the midst of summer. It's super busy. Everyone loves eating ice cream right now. So it's a really great time for me to be talking about Creamery.
Yeah, that's awesome. All righty. So we're going to jump right into it. This is a podcast about mistakes. So tell me about a mistake or a snafu or a misconception you had when you got started running your business.
Yeah. So I started as an entrepreneur this time last year officially. And I just had no idea what I was doing, what it takes to be an entrepreneur. Pretty much my brain has been rewired in the last year. And I was meeting with an advisor through the Renaissance Center, and they gave me some really amazing advice. When I came to them, they had asked how much I had been selling, how much I had been making, so they can really start dialing my financials for me. And at the time, I didn't have my permits, my licenses, a concrete idea. And I told them that I wasn't doing any of that because I wasn't selling my product because I didn't have all of these things figured out. And they pretty much told me, like, you need to keep selling, you need to keep exposing your product, you need to build your audience, because if you don't have that, then you don't have a business. And I kind of stood there taking in this advice, and I actually cried after they told me that, because I felt like I had been doing the right thing, which I say like in quotations because it's the right thing is, very lucrative now. And I took that in after, and I felt like I had really like put my business on hold and felt like shamed, like I wasn't being a good owner. When I thought I was being
by planning and trying to be perfect, right? That felt like the right thing. Yeah.
Yeah. It felt like I was doing what I was supposed to, but I mean, they basically just told me like, no, you need to take this idea and run like it, or else it's stagnant. It's not being productive. So after that, I pretty much like took that advice, and like, I swear, like a day later, I was just like pumping out ice cream and like selling it to literally anyone that would buy it. Again, I had been doing that and I stopped. So now I just think back at that, and I think about how that has always stuck in the back of my mind. And I'm like forever grateful for that wake up call, because if it hadn't been that wake up call, I don't know what I would have kept doing. And I probably could have still been waiting
for it to be perfect. Yeah.
Waiting for that like push to just do it. And I mean, how many opportunities would I have missed if I just kept waiting?
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, it's just the classic entrepreneur starting story. I've had so many clients be like, well, how do I know when it's time to start? And I was like, you don't, right? You're never ready. There is no right time to start. You just have to take the plunge and get started. So I'm so glad that you got that advice. All right. And what is like one piece of advice that you would give to other entrepreneurs, maybe in line with your mistake or totally different? What would you tell people?
So the advice that I would give is to really embrace your community. reach out to your community, find your community, because before I became an entrepreneur, I didn't know any entrepreneurs.
Mm-hmm.
And now I feel like that's every person that's in my life. And we all share these same thoughts and ideas and struggles and accomplishments. And without having those people to talk with, complain with, to express my emotions with, I don't know what I would really do. A lot of people everyone in my family, no one's an entrepreneur. So, those are the first people that I usually go to talk to about issues or daily things. And they don't necessarily understand what I'm talking about.
Right.
But now I have that community, and it is so valuable in my life. I actually feel like I'm sane when I talk to them.
Right?
Yeah. These people know where I'm coming from. So find those people, be good to those people, support those people, and you'll get it back in return.
And so I think a lot of small business owners feel like they don't know how to find that community. And I know in the Bay Area, we're pretty lucky because there's a lot of communities out there, but like, how did you find your people?
So through Climb, the small book club, and this isn't a paid gig or anything. I actually have found people through your community, other entrepreneurs building a similar community as well. Going to craft shows, introducing yourself, being a vendor at just different pop-ups, like be friendly to people, be interested in what people are making, because we're all struggling to make it in different forms.
But I love that you're not just there to sell, right? You're there to build relationships and build community.
Yeah. And you know what, actually, one of my favorite things to do now, especially with other small businesses, I'm like actively bartering with people. That is, to me, the best way to build a community, because me as a small business owner, I can't always afford other artisan products, and I value what people make. So if I could swap with another business owner, and we know that we can always offer each other a loving and caring product, made with our hearts, then like it is usually an equal swap. So I love to be able to swap my products with other entrepreneurs and continue that relationship. I just told someone the other day, like, hey, I really want what you have, but I honestly can't afford it right now. So if you want, like, the trade is open, so and we swapped. Nice. And that's just, for me, I think that's amazing, because that the person is making something that you want. And if you're able to get it through that way, then why wouldn't you do it?
Fair enough. Yeah. And I'm sure because of that swap, you've built more of a relationship, more of an ability to, reach out again later for partnerships or anything like that.
Oh, that's totally. Awesome. It's continuous.
Nice. Okay. And on that, so I'm hearing your continual learning process. Is that primarily just by engaging with other entrepreneurs, or what does that look like?
It comes from so many directions. I've learned so much from reading business books now. I've learned a lot through talking about other people's experience, and from taking all of these like nonprofit courses that I'm still engaging in. I really believe that like your brain can always keep developing and growing. And I learned that through becoming an entrepreneur. Like I said, my brain's been rewired. Like I never would have thought that I would be where I am today. And the way that I'm thinking of things is just completely different from how I used to think about things. Yeah. So keeping an open mind and being flexible and continuing your journey of growth, for me has just been like, it's impossible. Your brain isn't going to stop growing. So for me, just
well, it's such a gift of entrepreneurship, is that suddenly it's this opportunity to explore yourself and your life in such a different way, in your development.
Yeah, that's honestly what's made me, I think, like the most happy, is that I learned that I wasn't done growing like as a person. Yeah. I learned that I was still capable of so much more.
Yeah, that's amazing. Oh, it gives me a little goosebumps. Okay. All right. And our last question is about Renaissance Entrepreneurship Center. They're our co-sponsor today. So tell us about your experience with Renaissance.
Yeah, so I cannot tell anyone enough how much I just love and cherish Renaissance Center. All the staff, all the instructors, the people that I've met have just built this journey with me. I was not an entrepreneur before I met Renaissance Center, and they taught me all the different elements of how to manage this. And I've met so many of the instructors who have just been able to, for one, they're still supporting me, which is to me amazing, because I'm still taking classes with Renaissance Center, but it's nowhere near as active as I was a year ago. But I still know that I can contact these folks and ask questions, ask for direction. And they've always given me the help.
Yeah.
You know, it's always been it's the first source of reliability for me. I know that if I go to them, I'm going to get a trustworthy response and they're going to help me succeed. So for me, it's just an incredible organization. I can't wait for the day that I'm able to give back to the Renaissance Center and really just take them, you know, hopefully to another level of reaching more entrepreneurs. And as a Latina woman of color, I just can't believe that how much they've been able to help me and encourage me and make me feel like so capable of doing something I really didn't know I could.
Wow. All right. Well, I'm sure Renaissance is going to be delighted to hear all that's happened for you. And yeah, that is our interview. And I'm so glad that you joined me today, Stephanie. It's always great to see you. And yeah, thank you for being here.
Thank you, Beth. It's a pleasure.
This podcast is brought to you by Climb the Small Business Book Club, where entrepreneurs go to learn, discuss, apply, and grow. If you enjoyed the episode, be sure to subscribe at Apple, Spotify, or Google Podcasts, or follow us on Instagram at Climb Book Club. And always remember, mistakes are inevitable, perfection's impossible. So let's embrace the mistake.